Welcome back, everybody. Tuesday morning show, final half hour. We featured yesterday on our best of the weekend. Minnesota State University Moorhead with a big win over Winona State on Saturday. Brady Perriman, another just ho-hum day for him with 3 touchdowns as the Dragons knocked off Winona. First time MSUM is 3-0 since 2015 as they get set to host Wayne State this coming Saturday at Shields Field. Our guy Steve Laqua joins us each and every Tuesday at 10:35. Now, I just want to make sure you're more in demand now that your team is having a great start and all the interview requests that you remember, hey, we've been here for a while. You don't big time me, okay?
Well, I haven't checked my email in 3 weeks, so if there's any email requests via email from media, I'm not aware of it. And certainly no text messages, phone calls, or carrier pigeons have delivered any requests for media. So I think we're safe.
Okay.
I think that we're locked in.
Now, yesterday, your former assistant was on the show. I don't know if you saw. Matt Bosch was with us and told us about some chicken shortage issue on the road in Sioux Falls. Can you illuminate more on this story? Do you remember what he was talking about?
Well, we've had some stories, but I think that might have been the one where we didn't get the delivery of the Chick-fil-A, and then we had to drive downtown in a bus I think it was in the mall. I think it was St. Cloud. And this is the story I'm thinking of. Then we get the bus there. The bus can't park. We go in to get the food. The bus leaves the coaches there. So they've got the chicken, they got the food, but we don't have the buses. And we're, it's kind of a crazy.
Oh, man. Life on the road in Division II football doesn't get better than that. Congrats on the win. Winona State, we talked about last week, has been I would say a perennial thorn in the side. How nice was it to get one like you did on Saturday?
Well, it was really any win in this league you got to feel good about. If you looked at the scores this week, you could see that anybody can anybody. So finding a way to get a win, no matter what the situation, we're glad that we got it. Certainly, we've struggled to beat them over the course of the last 10 years, and they've been a really good football program. They've been at the top or towards the top of the NSIC, and so to be able to kind of avenge not playing well, to be able to get a win in conference, to start the home opener kind of with a bang, I think all of those things it went about as well as we could have scripted it, and got a little bit hairy maybe at the beginning of the fourth quarter, but our guys were able to kind of slam the door and take care of business and finish the job. We've
talked plenty on Jack, but Brady was obviously the hero last year of the game in Duluth. What kind of safety net is he for your quarterback, knowing he can count on him to make a play whenever the ball's near him?
Well, BP is such a fabulous receiver, and he's quiet. He's quietly gets himself open. He quietly gets big games. He's reliable. He had a tough start, and he's just so resilient. His confidence never wavered. He had an open big play drop early and didn't waver. You could see it, and you knew he was going to have a big game, and he did. 3 touchdowns and 100 yards. I mean, he's just so resilient. He's steady, and so our guys can always rely on him. And I think his chemistry with Jack in critical situations is unmatched.
To have the kind of success he's had to build on, especially last year, to have come up in big moments, what does that do for a guy that knows he can make those kind of plays in big time moments?
Well, I think it's when the game's on the line, he's a competitor,
right.
Who wants to. And he's got a proven track record of being able to do that. And when your quarterback trusts that you can do it and you've done it over time, it makes everybody more confident, more comfortable. But it also, if it's not him, it opens up other people and their opportunities. It's crazy that Gage has 10 catches for over 100 yards. And that's kind of a ho-hum day too. But no one talks about Madden Thorson being over 100 yards receiving in this game too. I mean, that's no small feat. That he probably would have led 3/4 of the teams in the conference with his day. And he's kind of the third guy that's like, oh yeah, Madden had a nice game too, I guess. So I think everybody's doing a great job of just buying into the mission of the team. Like, it's all about the team, and whatever happens, let's not get caught up in the disease of more. Like, there'll be enough catches, there'll be enough whatever, but let's just get the W.
Here's I want to give a little shout out to special teams because I met Max Watson's dad earlier this summer. Came up and introduced himself to me. He kicked a 46-yarder for you right before halftime. I mean, there's a shout-out because Dragon special teams has been a deal. That's what kind of, I guess, given to have that, what kind of luxury is to have a guy who can boot a 46-yarder for you?
Well, it was huge because at the end of the day, they were driving down, and We end up getting a stop, and we got a minute left. Well, you know what? Jack flipped the field pretty quick, and honestly, we didn't want anything crazy to happen up 14, knowing they were going to get the ball. So I wouldn't say we played conservative, but conservative enough, saying, "Hey, if we get a shot at a field goal, great." And then we put it in, and now you're up from 2 scores to 3. That's a big
Yep.
swing in the game, and so to be able to hit that and knock it in, and he left no doubt on that. That was a big deal in the tide of the game, and so hats off to the 2 minute drive, but hats off to them. But then special teams stay on it. We get a blocked punt that goes for a short one that gives us a short field. We get a great effort play by Evan Miles that E2 jumps into the end zone, saves the ball. We get it down on the 2 yard line, which basically pinned them back and gave us a short field. Right after that, special teams were not just Bob Babbitt's coach speak here, but he said special teams got to be a winning edge. That was the formula, and he said it every week for the 5 years that I was part of that program. And you know what? I felt like it was a winning edge this week, which was great.
What is confidence level right now at the locker room? Where is it at?
Well, I think it's solid, but our guys also understand that, you know what, this team that's coming in this week in Wayne State, they took it to us last year pretty bad. The home opener, we're debuting the blackout game, and then just got beat 44-14. I mean, it was the buzzsaw we ran into. We didn't play very well. We felt like we needed to do a lot better, and this is a similar opponent as last week. I think we beat them twice in the last decade. They've been, playoffs a couple of years ago. They are a talented team, and so we've got to kind of rinse, repeat, find the same formula to be able to come out and have a quiet confidence, even though we haven't been successful against them, and find a way to get a victory. And every victory is difficult in this conference.
Is that something you need to say? The guys remember, obviously, what went down last year with this team.
I think the older guys, we had a good leadership council meeting yesterday. They understand fully. There's still that taste of ash in their mouth. I think the rest of the younger guys that maybe weren't as invested or involved or on the fringes of it, maybe don't look at it the same way. And so it's definitely a message we have to get from top down of, hey, this is not a game we can go in loose, unfocused, relaxed, comfortable. Because as soon as you do that in the league, you're going to find a loss real quick, and it shakes you up.
They lost at Northern. They're 1-2. What stands out when you've seen Wayne State on tape so far?
Well, I think their offensive skill kids are a lot more dynamic than, no offense to the Winona players, but I think they're more dynamic offensively, but they're younger, and so they've been inconsistent. So when they've been on. They ripped apart Mary week 2, and Mary took Augustana down to the last drive, number 13 ranked team on the ropes here, and really should have had them beat, but whatever. But then they came out and weren't very good against Northern. They were a lot better the first week against Kearney. So there's inconsistency there. I think defensively they're working through some injuries, which has limited a little bit of what they've been doing. Their linebacking crew is maybe the best that you can see in the league. They run around and make plays, and so that's that we were able to exploit last week. I know it's going to be a very difficult job to exploit that. We're gonna have to find a different way to find a matchup advantage this week.
I don't know. Maybe it's me and I'm close to this because I cover you guys and we talk every week. It feels like there's some buzz around the community around this team. Have you sensed that, or did you sense that at the home opener on Saturday?
Well, I thought we had a really good crowd. Now, my dad, he's getting up in years, but he did say, I think it's a bigger crowd than when we opened Shields Field against Winona in 2016. So I might have missed by 1,000 or 2, but it was a great crowd. There was a lot of excitement. It was an awesome home atmosphere. And I do think there's some excitement that is with this team because they're fun to watch. So, Jack throws the ball really well. These receivers make some phenomenal catches every single game. It's a fast pace. I think we've scored over 40 points in every single game. Like, from a fan's perspective, there is a lot of action and fun and things to cheer about. And then, by the way, there's a really good player here that is one of the better players in the collegiate level at his position. And so I do think people are interested and excited, but I think our guys have done a good job tuning that out and just saying, hey, you know what? It's just between the lines. The rest of that stuff doesn't matter. We just got to get it done Saturday afternoons.
All right. Can you give me the coaches speak here, considering the Dragons are receiving votes in the latest D2 coaches poll?
Well, I guess I didn't have time to prep that because I did not realize that. So, you know what? Now, here's what I would say. Here's the coach speak.
Okay.
I think I saw something on the media the other day about some top-ranked football team loses, but then they got voted and moved up in the rankings by some voter who doesn't really know what they're doing. So I would imagine no offense to the media people, but maybe they don't actually know. Got to win a lot more games to get ourselves into that conversation. And at the end of the day, those things don't put points on the board. They're not going to spot you 7 because you received votes this week. So, hey, you start ahead 7-0. It's 0-0. All it does is put a target on your back. And right now we just got to make sure we take care of our own business.
But does it not maybe resonate? There's respect for your program, what you've done. I understand what you said, and I'm fully with you there. But there are people recognizing what's going on in Moorhead now.
Well, yeah, I do think we're doing a good job, and maybe that's good. I don't know how many votes. It might have been 1 vote, so someone might
It was 7.
Wow.
I'm going to tell you it was 7. There you go.
7 votes, so I don't know if you get like more than 1 point, but so maybe 7 people out there are starting to sip the Kool-Aid. We'll like at the end of the day, we gotta win games, and I don't think we're not out there to try and get votes. We're not out there to figure out rankings or set stats or whatever. We're just trying to play football the way that is guys play for each other. They love this game. They play hard. They do it the right way. They've bought into the program. They're representing this area. They're from this place. They love going out there and playing with pure joy. And if we can do that every week, the rest of the stuff will take care of itself.
Let's not get anybody mad. Let's chat on the defense because we gave special teams and the offense all sorts of love. How's your defense been through the first 3 games in your mind?
I thought really good. You look at this game, and we held them to just about 100 yards rushing, and over half of that came on the last drive of the game when we're just kind of working the clock out. And obviously we got to be better there, but that's pretty good. You look at how Jack Johnson is playing. He's got tackles for losses. He's got pass breakups. He's a menace blitzing. He's great in coverage. You look at the interception that Tate Gustafson had. That shouldn't happen. You can't draw that. Like it wasn't a good call by us at all. That's just a big time player making a big time play that you just don't see very often. He gets a great pick, and there's a lot of things that defense is doing that's shortening the field, getting the ball back quickly. The offense gets the hype, but at the end of the day, when you're starting at the plus 40-yard line, the defense had about 3.5 points of that possession right there. So it's a team game, and we're playing good complementary football right now.
I should ask Nolan Schmidt about this. Cody Sorensen got another pick. He's up to 10. I know he's played for 10 years, but that's up there in the Dragon record books about what he's done on the back end for you.
He's doing a great job, and he's obviously getting picks. He's making plays. He's a phenomenal leader for our team, for our defense, for that defensive backs room. And that's what you need. We got a good group of quality leaders. He's a guy that I think respects the game. You look at it and go, didn't hardly play his junior year of high school. I mean, he's still kind of, he's been here forever, but he's still a young player. I mean, he plays a full season as a senior year. That's his only varsity full season, and then comes out and has done a phenomenal job. And so I think this is a program that develops guys, that find guys, and allows them to flourish. And he's a poster child for that.
It's great to see you, bud. Thanks as always for the time. Good luck on Saturday. And wait a minute, what's the uniform combo? What are we doing Saturday? Can you tell us?
We are black jerseys, white pants. We're going with the traditional white helmets.
Okay.
No alternate today, so that's how we're rolling. Inverse of a Oreo type look is what the players told me. So which works for me. I'd rather take the Oreo stuffing than the outer layer. So if you get it's like a double stuff.
Holy cow. Now you're giving us an Oreo breakdown. I was not ready for that. No way.
Yeah, that's a hot take. Let's see if that can go viral.
Thanks for the time. Good luck on Saturday, bud.
You bet. Thank you.
Steve Laqua joining us each and every Tuesday. Dragons unbeaten, taking on Wayne State Saturday at noon. I'm just to tell you now, Bison are off. UND is playing Valpo. They can set the score there. Go to the Dragon game. Just find some time to watch Jack Strand play and appreciate that there's a high-level quarterback playing across the river over in Moorhead. And, yeah, I know he's going to discount it, but I don't remember. I've been here nearly 20 years. I don't remember the Dragons ever getting votes in the coaches' poll in Division II. Not once. And I know it's 7 votes, but it's a big deal. Dragons are getting people's attention. They beat Wayne State Saturday, even more people are going to sit up. Then they got to go to Duluth, and it gets harder from there on. But they keep winning games. It's a big deal. Eric, what's the stat? You dug it up here. The last time, I think I know this, but I want to make sure our numbers are correct. Last time MSUM was 4-0 was when?
1985.
85. 40 years. It's been a bit. The fact that they're this good, start paying attention, everybody. All right, we'll take our final break. We come back. We'll wrap things up. We'll get you ready for a busy Sports Tuesday. Hot Mike will wrap on WDAY Extra right after this.